Welcome, everyone. Welcome once again. Today's webinar is on healthcare meets tech, future proofing your career. Did you know by 2030, AI will drive a $188 billion healthcare market? And the skills you need to thrive are changing right now while we are talking. The healthcare industry is undergoing rapid transformation, so we are here to help you up your game and stay relevant and stay at the top. AI and emerging technologies are not only changing the way we deliver care, but they are also redefining what healthcare skills would be relevant and make the professionals into healthcare era future ready. Today's session is a solution to this challenge we are going to face, and we will guide you on how to embrace this transformation meaningfully and responsibly. It's my honor to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Avnish Khare. Dr. Khare, LinkedIn top voice with credentials spanning across MBBS, MD, DNB, PDCC, MNAMS, and MBA. Dr. Khare is a medical doctor turned into educator, mentor, advisor, consultant at the intersection of AI and medicine. He is certified by American Board of AI in Medicine, trained in healthcare leadership at Duke University, USA, and in hospital and health system management at BITS Pilani, India. He leads the Med AI Capsule, his flagship newsletter and learning initiative by him. And he also serves as advisory board chair at the Doctors AI Education and Research Foundation. He is also Chief Advisor to the Indian College of AI and Medicine and Chief Coordinator of the Certificate Course on AI in Medicine, supported by Healthcare Sector Skill Council, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and Government of India. Beyond these roles, he also mentors clinicians, advises startups, designs structured programs helping medical professionals adopt AI responsibly and meaningfully. Like I said, he is also a recognized LinkedIn top voice, quoted in Forbes, featured at Times Square NYC, and invited to the G20 India 2023 consultation at AIMS Rishikesh. Dr. Khare continues to bridge the gap between clinical practice and evolving AI landscape in healthcare industry. We are truly privileged to have him here with us today. We are truly privileged to be talking to him and taking such an insight into the healthcare industry and AI evolution in the industry. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Avnish Khare, who will share his insights on how healthcare professionals can future proof their careers at the intersection of medicine and technology. Over to you, Doctor, and welcome once again.
Thank you, Sakshi, and thank you, AI CERTs, for inviting me for this excellent webinar. And I think the topic is quite resonating with what we all are doing. And it was really wonderful to be a part of this journey of this AI Plus certification. And let me share my screen. I can see a lot of familiar names in the participants. So hello to all of you. And also, I can see there are medical professionals from diverse backgrounds, including. So I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, Doctor, we can.
Yeah, so I was saying that I can see there are a lot of medical professionals from all over the world. I can see some people from Middle East, some people from India, some people even from like far off continent. So it's really a great privilege and experience to be here. And thank you so much once again. So over the next 30 to 40 minutes, let us discuss a very important topic in present times, which is the intersection between healthcare and technology. And by technology, especially technologies like quantum computing, artificial intelligence, blockchain, all these are definitely knocking at the doors. And in fact, many of them are in fact already inside the room of healthcare. And there has been a shift in how we medical professionals have to see the future of our careers. I am a medical professional myself. I am a trained doctor, a trained anesthesiologist. And then down the line, I went into critical care, and then I started learning about technology. And gradually, I shifted into the education and advising space. So that was the journey for me. It will be different for everyone out there, and we will discuss as we move on. So with this, let me take you uh, basically to an overview of our event. So our event is basically to bridge this gap between healthcare and technology, and to help you understand uh, through means of this short webinar. I would not say that we can cover everything in 30 to 40 minutes, but definitely after leaving from this webinar, you will be very much clear as to how you can bridge this gap between healthcare and technology in your own skill area, and how you can, as a medical professional, lead the digital health revolution and shape it instead of being shaped and led. So you can be in the driver's seat. Of course, there will be a certification focus, and Sakshi will be telling you about it as we move towards the end of the webinar, and how you can take the next steps, and how you can improve your skill set with a credentialed certification from an international body. And finally, we want to equip you to step into the emerging roles. So as I said you that everything is being reshaped, even the future of your career is being reshaped, and there will be many more roles like AI healthcare specialists. There's already chief AI officers who are being appointed into healthcare systems. Clinical AI consultant, for example. I am an advisor myself. So how to become relevant in the future, which we can see. So like, we are quite lucky. We can already see what is going to happen in the future, and there are very less times in the whole history of mankind where you could predict with such clarity like what is going to happen in times to come. So I would encourage all of you to take this opportunity, take this advantage. You are spending your 1 hour with us on a almost a weekend evening. So make the best of this time. So we had prepared a few polls, and I would request Sakshi if she can run the first poll. And I would like to know from you guys, like, how familiar are you with AI in healthcare? I can see a few names, and I know many of them are quite familiar. And you also mentioned the chat, but it would be very nice to see on a poll. So Sakshi, if you can trigger the poll, please.
Yes, doctor, I've triggered it. We are receiving good response already.
Good. So just keep me updated because I am seeing my shared screen. So just let me know the percentage after 15 seconds or so. Guys, you have 15 seconds. Just answer the poll, and we'll customize the webinar according to that. So I hope you all are polling.
Yes, they are, doctor.
We want you to be interactive. Also keep putting your comments in the chat box. Keep asking your questions. We have a Q&A session towards the end as well. So I guess we must have got some responses. So Sakshi, if you can read it out. Uh,
Definitely, doctor. So the poll was, how familiar are you with the use
mm,
of AI in healthcare today?
mhm,
35%, 36%, okay, people are still answering. I use it
mm,
actively in my work.
mhm,
26% answered, I have read or heard about it but never
mhm.
used it.
Okay.
2%, I'm curious but know very little.
Mhm,
5%, I'm skeptical about its role in healthcare.
mhm. So most of the people on this call are either they are using it already or they are willing to learn about it, right? Am I right?
Right, doctor. You're
Yeah.
very right.
So this is a very common distribution which we see across all our webinars. Thank you, Sakshi. I'll take it from here. So you can already see that this same poll which we if we ran a few years back, most of the people were either they were not knowing at all, or they were either skeptical. So now this has totally turned. The tables have turned, and now more and more people are understanding that AI skilling is getting critical in healthcare. And this is going to prepare you for a future, because the future is a lot about technology. I won't say it is totally about technology. Human touch is, of course, going to be very, very important. But then everything is going to accelerate. The way the technology is entering into our healthcare field, it is slowly creeping in. But as we pass time, you will see that this will only accelerate. There's a compounding effect, and there's an exponential phase of the curve. So right now we are not in that exponential phase, but very soon, like other industries, healthcare will also be entering into it. And you can see that already AI adoption is growing at 41.7 CAGR. So this means that on an annual basis, every year, 41% increase in AI adoption is happening. These are your colleagues, your fellows who are doing it. It's not someone on Mars who is adopting AI. So you have to be very mindful of this. Every year 41% means this is compounding. So if it is 41% this year, then next year it will be 41% of what has already increased. So in this way, it will become more and more exponential, and it will affect everything, right from predictive analytics to personalized care and operational automation. You can already see some hints of agentic AI coming into the mix. So all these things are going to accelerate. This is the first point that you need to understand. Second is that although the adoption is accelerating, there's a huge skill gap. So either the AI tools are being not used, or they are not being used efficiently by the same workforce, which is of course understanding the importance of AI. But then uh, 80% of healthcare organizations, you can imagine the number. 80% of organizations, they are still reporting lack of skilled personnel. So I would say this is a problem, a challenge, as well as it's an opportunity. So it's an opportunity to upskill yourself and to be fast in that 20% of the people who are having those skills to implement AI effectively. Now the tools are quite easily available out there. Before like 2019, when I started learning, there were no tools which I could use for free, or in my mobile or on my laptop, any AI tool. I had to like go to an institute, a research institute, and then work with an AI engineer. But now you can see how easy access has been made possible. So now it becomes more important to address that skill gap. And it goes without saying that if you have those skills and if there is acceleration of technology adoption, the professionals who are going to have those capabilities are going to be more in demand. Uh, it was seen in the industrial revolution, in the past industrial revolutions, and it will be seen in the industrial revolution that we are going to see in very near, in maybe by the end of this decade. And it is going to impact not just administrative and policy roles, but it will also impact the clinical workflow. So you have to understand that AI skills are going to be very critical. I gave you the evidence, I told you the points, and now it is up to you to decide whether really AI skills are critical or not. And I hope you will make the correct decision in the right place. So as you can see, there's a rise right from diagnostic intelligence. So a lot of diagnostic is being affected because there's a lot of data. So there's image data, there is tabular data, there's in pathology there is slides, pathology slides. That is also kind of data. Genomics is kind of a data. So all these things, these data are being collected, and now we have the tools and technology to process this data and to bring out insights from it. So earlier also we were doing diagnosis, and we were using diagnostic intelligence, kind of human intelligence on top of the values which used to come out from the diagnostic lab reports. But now we have the ability to apply the same AI on top of that diagnostic report. And we can now achieve better insights, faster insights, and more accurate insights, which can help in better patient treatment and outcomes. Second place, with the advent of generative AI, virtual assistants field has just exploded. So I don't know how many of you have used chatbots like before, or especially on the public websites. Like they were quite frustrating, right? You used to ask a question, and then there were only two options, yes or no. And if you answer yes, then it will take you on a different line, and you cannot come back on the same conversation again. So that was quite frustrating, and we used to just search for the connect me to a human button. So now with the advent of large language models, this entire scenario has changed, and now the conversation has become really, I would not say human, but very human like, and quite adaptive, and it can help right in areas like right from care coordination to scheduling management and patient communication even in real time. So now there are voice AI agents where they can talk to your patient in your absence, or they can be available 24/7, and they can help schedule an appointment, and the patient will not even come to know that they didn't talk to a human being. So this is the level of AI virtual assistance which is already available out there. I'm not talking any science fiction. It is already there, and many hospitals are using it already, both in India and abroad. Then the most powerful part is predictive analytics. Now, AI is good at two tasks. Either it is good at prediction or it is good at classification. And third thing is generative AI, of course, which where AI becomes good at generating content also. But let us talk about the old AI, which I was mentioning before 2019. So AI was basically helpful for two tasks. classification and prediction. Prediction, why it is important in healthcare? Because I think most of us healthcare professionals on a daily basis are doing this prediction and classification tasks right from the time we enter into the hospital or clinic, right till the last patient. And a lot of places where we want to predict disease progression, we want to predict whether the patient will have a hospital readmission, what are the chances of emergency. We have all these questions coming up from patient attendants and even the patients themselves. And sometimes for us to take a decision, we need this kind of a prediction, which is more objective and less subjective, or based on our gut feeling. So that is where AI is going to have a huge role. So now we are seeing an era where AI is affecting right from diagnostics right up to predictive intelligence, and this entire spectrum of right from the patient entry into the hospital, right from scheduling the appointment to patient getting treatment and walking out of the hospital and staying out of the hospital, that is also being possible by the use of AI, being made possible. So this is how AI is rising in healthcare. And already Sakshi also gave you one figure, and you can see that uh, it's like it's money, right? It's not simply some kind of intangible outcome. It is driving revenues. It is affecting the AI healthcare market. Of course, I would not, as a medical professional, some people might disagree with me that it's a market, but then everything has to operate in this world in a economic kind of a framework. And to be sustainable, you have to generate some kind of a revenue. And now we are seeing a lot of demand for precision medicine and digital health coming from patients. Before also these words were used and they were quite common in conferences and all, but now with the availability of AI tools, and they becoming very cheap, like generative AI API, I think it used to cost too much few years back, and now it is very cheap. And there are newer models coming up, and more and more accurate AI tools are coming up. And I think we will be able to provide precision medicine and the actual digital health. So we not the one which is only taught in courses or talked about, but the actual digital health which is delivered, just like we are having digital banking, or we are having some kind of a digital interface in digital shopping, for example. So in other areas, what kind of digital experience we are having, we are going to have that in healthcare also in times to come. And you can see the timeline. So timeline is 2025 to 2030, which is like not too far, right? Most of the healthcare professionals on this call are going to have to face this, are going to have to see this and go through it and emerge victorious out of this phase. So this is what we are talking about. You can see key investment regions. Of course, it is starting from the Western world because they have more collected digital data and they have an infrastructure which is ready. But then India has the scale. It has the number of people which we have, or the number of patients which we have is like the largest in the world maybe, and we can collect a huge amount of data even from healthy population if you want to collect for preventive medicine. So that is our advantage. Policies, of course, there are some policies around the world, even European Union AI policies. There are some policies are punitive. They are more strict, while some are more flexible. And India, especially, I think, has the advantage of being in a position where we can shape our policy right now. We have not created a rigid policy. We are in the phase of adoption, and this is where we can make the real difference. And if more and more medical professionals come up with voices, I think in especially in Asia Pacific, Latin America, and these regions are going to represent like underserved populations. There's going to be a huge demand for remote diagnostics and mobile health solutions, especially in these regions. So the voice of medical professionals who are AI trained, if that comes from these regions, I think this will lead to better health policy development, even at a global level. So this is how we are seeing AI in healthcare developing. These are some of the key technologies. You must be hearing a lot of them, and in various courses they are explained in detail. Even in the course which Sakshi will be telling you about, these are all mentioned right from scratch in a way that a medical professional can understand. Especially, so this course also has gone through various like audit processes, and it has gone through medical professionals' eyes to see whether it is really useful for medical professionals. So this has been validated. These are some terms. Machine learning. So machine learning is basically nothing but a way in which machine becomes intelligent, or the way in which humans learn. So we basically look at the data, then we process it into information, and then we make it knowledge, and finally with our action and experience we make it a wisdom. So if the machine is doing this process, then the process is called machine learning, and the ability to do it is called artificial intelligence. So this is in a nutshell. But there are many other terms like natural language processing, which became very popular with the advent of chat gpt. So the like humans have five senses, so similarly AI has different domains. So one of the domains in which you teach AI to speak, listen, create speech, or create text, that is called natural language processing, because it is learning to process the natural human language. So that is basically very useful, because we are talking about electronic medical records, patient queries, all these are text and voice. So that is natural language processing. And robotics and automation is also going to affect healthcare, because you can already see a lot of surgeries are being performed by surgical robots nowadays. Now, earlier there used to be only one or two procedures which used to be performed, but now I recently went to a CME of doctors, and I just opened a brochure of robotic surgery, and the number of surgeries that they had mentioned, like, that was mind blowing, because right from any cavity of the body, I think they are operating now using robots. And also, not just this, the robots are not just physical ones. There are some robots which operate in the digital space also, which help you automate repetitive tasks, and they also help in bringing assistive technologies in patient care. So, for example, if you are doing a repetitive task every day, you are collecting the patient reports every day from one section of the electronic medical record and putting it into another section of the medical record. So that can easily be automated and done by digital bots. So this is another area, and these are the key technologies. So with this, I think let us move to the second poll, and I would ask Sakshi to trigger it, because I want to know that. So this was what I told you, and what I feel, and what is in the presentation. But let us know from you, like, which area in healthcare do you think AI will impact the most in next 5 years? And these are the five options. There can be many more options, I think, but if you have to answer from these five, yeah. So I hope people are answering.
Yes, doctor. People are
Yeah,
answering.
we'll give them 15-20 seconds, because this is a big question and they might take some time to make up their mind.
Right.
So there's no wrong or right answer, guys. It's just a poll to know what you feel and to bring your interaction into this presentation.
50% have answered.
Nice. Yeah, we'll let them answer.
Amazing response we are having. 65% have been voted. Let's wait
Yeah,
for
5 more seconds and we can. Yeah. So
let us,
what do people say?
yeah. Let us all participate, guys. We need 100% like the first poll.
Yeah, so
We are
the more you participate, the more your brain will open up, and you will be able to see the possibilities.
yes. Let us help you in all possible ways. We are having good response. 87%. Amazing. Yeah, it
Nice.
has.
So what are the trends showing, Sakshi?
The trends say that 46% think that diagnostic and imaging
Mm-hmm.
will be the most impacted in the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
13% says patient monitoring and ICU, ER care.
Mm-hmm.
17% personalized treatment and genomics.
Mm-hmm.
18% hospital operations and administration. And 6% ethics, policy, and governance.
Yeah. So I think most people are extrapolating what we are seeing right now, and they are trying to extrapolate it to the next 5 years. So of course, diagnostics and imaging is the most affected field right now, uh, especially because it has image data and it has a lot of, as I told you, a lot of pathology data, genomics data. So definitely, diagnostics and imaging is already getting impacted, guys. So next 5 years, definitely it will be impacted. And hospital operations and administration, I'm very happy to see that a lot of people have chosen that option, because that is one very good area where we should try to explore use of AI, because a lot of rote work in medicine, a lot of monotonous tasks happen in the field of admin and hospital administration, and they also help in improving the efficiency of the care which we are providing and reducing the cost in the long run. So that is another area. And finally, of course, patient care. That is the area which, of course, is going to be impacted. But clinical decision support, I feel personally, that is going to be the last ford, because you can never hold a machine responsible for any kind of a decision. So even if a machine gives a decision, I as a human has the I have the like responsibility to check it, validate it, and then if needed reverse it, so that harm doesn't happen, or at least I'm the one for that decision. So that is going to be the last which is going to be affected. So thank you so much for participating in the polls, and I really appreciate more than 87%. It's a very good number. I think it means all of you are listening to me and you are attentive, and I hope you are getting good insights and value out of all this for your time. I understand that those people who are already advanced into the learning of AI, or who are already learning about it, or who are part of a course or something, they might not be finding it so much new, or so like very new insights out of this. But then definitely having a conversation is always good, and I hope maximum of you who are new to the world of AI, they will definitely leave this webinar very much enlightened. So let's move on. Some more slides before we go. Yeah. So real world AI applications, you all mentioned in the poll and you saw. So all those AI applications are going to come out from those areas, a few from each. So let us see AI in medical imaging, how it is affecting. I already told you in radiology, ophthalmology. I also feel dermatology. I also feel pathology. These all fields which are having some kind of image capture, or some kind of a digital imaging. In dermatology, you have dermoscopy, for example. In ophthalmology, you have retinal disease, and also in ophthalmology, you can say cancer, but there's also diabetic retinopathy and other macular diseases. All those kind of things, they are based on image capture and image analysis. So all those are going to be affected by AI, because AI is very good at this task. And why it has become very good? Because it was applied in radiology. They had very good data sets, a lot of X-rays, a lot of MRIs, a lot of ultrasounds, all digital, and they were all used to train those AI models. And now we have very good accuracy and precision in those areas, which is near human. So this is one area where AI is affecting. And please don't get afraid, my fellow radiologists, my fellow ophthalmologists, dermatologists. This is not going to replace you. As I told you, clinical decision support is the machine is never going to take responsibility, and neither the people who are building it, because that is the most difficult thing in medicine. It's not difficult to diagnose a patient or to treat a patient, but to in fact take the responsibility if something goes wrong, or maybe if everything goes right, then the credit also. So that is the area where AI is definitely in the next 5, 10, 15 years. It's not going to encroach upon that unless we have some strange policy measures. But then of course this is going to make you more efficient, more accurate, and it's going to remove the monotonous tasks from your table. Second, oncology and personalized treatment. So oncology, I don't know how many of you have that experience, but if you have worked in a cancer hospital, so you will see that every patient is having cancer, but not every patient is the same. Every patient has some kind of different demographic, different kind of a disease, different kind of treatments they are on. They have different kind of lifestyle problems. They have different kind of disease sets. So all this becomes very important in terms of personalization, because oncology, if you say, it's very simple also, and it's the most toughest field also, because if you treat one size fits all, then oncology is nothing basically. Every patient undergoes surgery, every patient undergoes radiotherapy, chemotherapy. But if you want to really personalize it, and then there's no limit also, because even the pain management which you are giving to the oncology patient for relieving pain, that has also the scope of being personalized, because not every patient's pain is same. Not every patient feels the same level of pain. The triggers are different. Everything is different. We give the same medicine, because till now one size fits all medicine was the norm. But in future, with the help of AI, and if we are able to get the individual genetic profiles, we are able to get more and more data from the patients and personalized treatments. I think this scenario is going to change. And one case study to mention, there are many case studies, and they are covered inside any course, including this course by AI CERTs. So this is a case study of DeepMind Retina AI. So DeepMind is basically Google, and they developed the AI system that diagnoses 50 diseases from retinal scans although you will be skeptical that how can you tell about heart disease by looking at the retina. So I would like to remind you as a medical professional that you comment on the functioning of liver just by seeing the sclera. So how do you do that? So these are signs which are available out there, which are not visible to maybe our eyes, but the AI can see it and it can correlate and it can give an early prediction or early warning into something that bad might happen for your patient. So if you're able to catch it early and you're able to diagnose it early, treat it early, prevent it early, I think if you're using retina or you are using any other body fluid or any body tissue, how does it matter till it is giving you a good insight? So those are my thoughts. Of course, there might be some differences of opinion and it's a topic of debate, but then that algorithm is helping diagnose over 50 eye diseases, not just eye diseases, 50 diseases from just retinal scans. So this is just one example. There's also FDA approved algorithm for diabetic retinopathy specifically as well, and it's autonomous AI, which can operate even without a human being. So that is the level of accuracy which it has achieved. So this we touched earlier also, and now towards the end, as we wrap, I would again like to emphasize upon this that you might not sense it, but healthcare is changing. Uh, I was also working in healthcare. I worked for a decade in healthcare, and once you are inside the system, it's very difficult to uh, realize the change, to see it, because you are working in a kind of a institutionalized system. Every day you are doing that same kind of job. Every day the patient comes, you talk to the patient, you write a prescription, you go on go on your day, you do the rounds and all. So it's very difficult to see the change from within the system. Once you come out of the system and look at it from a helicopter view, then you understand. And once you have read about these technologies like AI, quantum, and blockchain, your mind opens and you understand what can be the possibilities, and what can be the scope of how we are doing things in healthcare and how they can be in fact done with the use of technology. And that is when possibilities open up. And this will also lead to navigation of roles and skill sets. So it will not be sudden shift, or it will not change overnight, but your role will definitely drift or gradually shift, just like a boat drifts in an ocean. It will be drifting in times to come because healthcare is definitely changing. And there's a saying, as you can see on the screen, innovation happens when people are free to think, experiment, speculate. And that is how medicine is, and it's supposed to be, and was imagined and was started. But down the line, somewhere we maybe fell into the policy trap and regulation trap. And of course, for the good of the patients, many mishaps happened. We learned we learned lessons in a bad way, and we became quite defensive and like this is how it is done, it should be done, and it will be done. But I don't think that is going to help us in future, because if we operate like this as a profession, then the other industries are going to take over, and they are going to lead, and then we are going to be left far behind. And the gap is going to be so much that if a patient is coming, we nowadays call consumer, they are coming in the healthcare system, they will be completely dissatisfied, and will not be able to give that kind of experience which the other industries are giving. So I think we have to evolve. Our roles need to evolve. Traditional titles like radiologist, medical technician, they are now transforming into a more hybrid tech clinical roles. As I told you, chief AI officer, you might become a data officer, you might become a data steward. All those titles and roles are going to evolve. You might also be a clinician, but then you might also be some kind of a AI officer in your institute. So this is going to evolve. New career tracks are going to emerge, and accordingly, we will all have to do the skill alignment. So whether you do it through course, whether you do it through community, whether you do it in any way, whichever you like, mentoring or self-study, you will have to keep on aligning and realigning your skills. And definitely courses, communities, they all have their own pros and cons. And course is something which helps you in a short amount of time. You get a lot of knowledge and you are able to enhance your skill in a short amount of time. But then that is not the only way, and you should always keep on exploring. So this coming to this kind of a webinar and trying to know and trying to understand is also a part of that exploration journey. So I congratulate all of you on that. So, what skills would be in demand? Some people ask me, do doctors need to learn coding? Do they need to learn mathematics? Do they need to do this? Do they need to do that? So, my answer is it's always helpful to learn. It's never bad to learn coding. It's never bad to learn mathematics. It's always good. If you can, please do it. Because that will help you understand the basics, and that will help you be a more sustainable kind of a professional in the long run. But if you ask me what are the most important skills which healthcare professionals have to learn to be future ready and which cannot be compromised at all, these are the three skills. So the answer is in front of you. First is data literacy. I don't think so this is taught in medical curriculum, at least till the time I was a medical student. I'm not sure, maybe it's now taught, it should be taught from day one of medical school, maybe it is taught now. But understanding and using data, valuing data, we are capturing a lot of data, but I don't think so most of us don't value it. We just do it for the sake of putting it into the electronic medical record. I'm not generalizing, but I'm saying that is how I was, at least. So I used to just finish my rounds, just put the notes, just click submit and just get off, because that was what I was thinking, that what I'm doing. But now when I realize after reading artificial intelligence that how important the quality of data is, uh, and how it can lead to like so much difference in output of AI algorithms. So now I understand its value and the value of data literacy. So this is what is to be learned. Second is ethical AI application. We as doctors or medical professionals are the I would say like the safeguards of patient interests, and also we have a responsibility towards our field, our profession. And I don't say that engineers and all those people don't understand ethics, but they have their own ethical guidelines, and medicine has its own set of ethical guidelines, and we have to modulate AI to be ethical in terms of application in healthcare. So we need to learn about bias mitigation, like how to get equitable results from AI for all kind of geographies and population. Then how to ensure regulatory compliance, because as I said, we have evolved into a regulatory field due to many reasons, but then this should not hamper us from using AI and to explore it, the innovations. We should learn about those regulatory compliances and see how we can operate within those compliances and still do good for our field and our patients. And finally, clinical validation. So this is what I cannot emphasize enough on is that we build great AI tools, we have good data sets, we have built it ethically, we have done everything, but it doesn't work in the real world. And what's the use? So ability of medical professionals to critically evaluate those tools, see whether they really do what they are supposed to do, like we do for all medicines and all the procedures and all devices. We do it for everything. So why not AI? So we have to learn about AI first, because this is a different kind of a technology. This doesn't work like other medical devices and other medicines that we know of. It's a continuously evolving algorithm which keeps improving with time. So even the validation and monitoring has to be continuous. So all those things, frameworks have to be developed. So I think if medical professionals are there on the table while doing all this, it's definitely going to make a difference in adoption and long-term sustainability of AI. So these are the three things which you should focus on. And when you're trying to learn about AI, these should be your three focus areas. If you can go beyond this, I'm not stopping you. I'm not telling you don't learn coding. Please do it, because then you will be able to build some tools out of these applications. But even if you're not able to build something, at least you can be an informed end user and you can help in getting those good AI tools built for healthcare. So this is the key message. And I think let us run the last poll, Sakshi. I think we are moving to the towards the end of the PPT, and then we have a Q&A.
Yes,
So if we can run the last poll, and
I have
I'll
launched
hand
it.
it over to you in a bit.
Yeah, it's launched and we
Yeah.
have started receiving
Yeah.
answers.
So after today's session, I think this question is more relevant for people who are quite new to AI and who have not started their journey yet. This applies more to them. So what you would be doing after this webinar? I just want to know. I'm curious, because I talked for last 30-40 minutes. What message it gave you, and what you learned, and what are your next steps out of it? So again, there are no correct answers. There are no wrong answers. It's just we want to know from you how you like to learn, what is your preference, what do you feel will take you the fastest on your journey to getting upskilled and reskilled.
58% have answered. Come on, everyone. So we can help you better. Let's
Yeah.
make it
So this is
100%.
the last poll, guys. Last time to enjoy polling, and also please keep posting your questions. And I think Urja and team are answering the questions on the chat as we speak.
Yes, Doctor. We
So
have
maybe
an
5 more seconds, guys. 5 more seconds. Yeah. So Sakshi, if you can tell me what people are saying, what does the audience say? It
I
might
think
be surprising though. I kept this poll question because I wanted to know and I wanted to help you decide also. So
so.
yeah.
52% as of now, Doctor says that I want to explore formal learning, certification, and courses.
Okay.
So you triggered some action, a lot of action there.
Mhm.
I'll start
Okay.
the 22%. I'll start by reading and experimenting on my own.
Good. Hmm.
20%. 21% say I'll discuss AI adoption with my colleagues and team.
Very
Amazing.
nice.
And 6% say I'm still unsure and need more clarity.
It's okay. So those who have even answered they are unsure and need more clarity, guys, don't worry. Just keep in this process and keep attending these kind of events which keep happening, and you will definitely get more and more answers and clarity with time. My best wishes to those people, and I'm really happy to see that more than half of the people are willing to explore formal learning, or at least others are willing to read or start experimenting on their own and also discuss AI adoption with the colleagues and team. That is also a great way to get started. You might not be ready to take a course at this moment of time, and that's totally fine. But as you learn and read and experiment more on your own, maybe you will be able to take a better decision with time. So I'm really happy to see that this audience is action oriented and they want to really get into some kind of a formal learning. So just a disclaimer here, guys. It doesn't matter what course you take, it matters that you take on. So with that message, I think I'll move on with the slide. So Sakshi, if you would like to talk a bit about the certification and the technical points, if any, you can ask me to elaborate upon that. So me and Sakshi will be taking you through the certification overview. To you, Sakshi.
Thank you, Doctor. That was an amazing session, very insightful.
Thank
And
you.
here,
Yeah, we are still not done. We still have the Q&A. So guys, stay tuned and just have a look at what Sakshi has to show to you. Yeah.
and then we have an offer and a gift and a takeaway for you in the end. So please stay tuned till the end. So, like you all heard to Dr. Avnish, and he mentioned very clearly that that learning step needs to be taken. So to back up this, to support this webinar with something, something credential to have with you once you are done with the webinar. This 1 hour should give you the most benefit. That was our target, and that is why we have this AI plus healthcare certification which we want to offer to you. But let's understand that how it's going to help you. We want you to make the informed decision. So it's comprehensive multidisciplinary curriculum for healthcare professionals. It covers basic machine learning principles, like Doctor was talking about, healthcare data literacy to build a strong technical base, then specialized AI applications. It focuses on medical imaging, patient monitoring, treatment planning, clinical decision support, and diagnostics. Then ethics and policy explores regulatory framework, data privacy, algorithm bias, and ethical deployment of AI in healthcare. We'll move on to the next slide. So
Yeah,
this is
so,
very
so
important.
here let me tell a bit about this slide. So as Sakshi told you that this course is going to cover a lot of things which we discussed about in our last 30-40 minutes, like what should a medical professional learn. So this is one of the courses which gives you a lot of those points which you need to learn. And I would not say that this is the only course which you should take. Maybe if you feel that after taking this course you want to learn more about ethics, then there are many specialized courses. Even AI CERTs has some AI ethics courses and all. So you can of course build upon that. But to build a foundation and to enable your career pathways, like these are the career pathways which will get enabled and unlocked and opened when you take such kind of certifications. One of them is clinical AI consultant. So you can, maybe after learning about AI, and then you combine your clinical domain knowledge, expertise, and then you can go and become a clinical AI consultant, and you can advise your other peers, colleagues, other hospitals. Even maybe you can advise some startups on how to build AI tools, proper AI tools. So that is one area. Then second is medical data analyst. This is coming up in a big way. Many analyst roles are opening up. So those of you who are looking for a career switch, or maybe going into medical research or AI research, I think this is a huge area. If you are able to understand how a healthcare data set is, how it works, and how to analyze it, I think that's a superpower in this world right now. There are many tools out there, no code tools, coding and all, so you can do that. And digital health leader, of course, you can become a thought leader. At least you can bring a credible voice to this field, because right now what is happening is a lot of medical professionals are not able to either understand the technology, or they are not able to communicate what they feel about the technology. But once you are able to understand, and you have a certification, you have a credibility, that is when you become a digital health leader, and you can start talking about it and speaking about it, and if influencing the policies, the hospital systems, wherever you are. Maybe you are working, maybe you are working in one of the big corporate chains, so maybe that is where you can take up a leadership role, and you can become a leader for AI in your organization. So all these career pathways are going to be enabled by this kind of a course and certification. Of course, with a disclaimer that there are many other courses out there also, but then this is one of the courses that will help you get started on one of these career pathways for sure. So this is what I wanted to say, and I will also cover this slide. So skill and competencies developed. So this Sakshi mentioned. So you will be developing an understanding of AI models, ML algorithms, healthcare data pipelines, all these things which you talked about. So in 1 hour we cannot cover everything. So this was just to give you a taster or an overview. But if you do the course, it will be an on-demand kind of a thing, and it will run over a period of certain weeks, and that is when you will keep learning in detail about each of these topics. So you will understand how to contextualize it to the clinical scenario, how you can relate it to use cases. So there will be some kind of visual material, there will be some kind of reading material, there will be some kind of quizzes and all those things. So you will be able to correlate clinically. And ethics and governance, of course, there will be a module on training in bias, data privacy, and all those things. So this is just to give you an idea what all is covered. So for the questions which were in the chat, which I saw, that what will be covered, what will not be covered, so these are the things. Of course, please take a decision once you have seen the entire webinar. There will be something which Sakshi will be mentioning towards the end also. So if it is the right thing for you, whether you want to, whether you are in that phase of the journey where you're just getting started, or maybe you have started yourself, but you're not sure how to proceed, or you're not getting an understanding by your own reading. So that is the best place which I would say you can go for such kind of certification. You will get a grounding, you will get a foundation, and that is how you can keep building on that. So this is, I think, would you like to mention the benefits of certification, Sakshi, from AI certs?
Definitely, doctor. So, this certification will bring a change in the real world impact. So, how it will help you? It will help you through the clinical implementation. Certified professionals can contribute to AI assisted radiology, triage, and risk prediction tools across leading hospitals. So, you will be well versed with how to use the tools and how to create an impact using them. Career mobility. Graduates move into leadership roles such as Chief Digital Health Officer, AI Research Lead, and Health Informatics Strategists. Then we cover cross industry influence as well. Professionals can extend their expertise to pharma, public health, and medtech startups as an AI consultant and advisor. These are the opportunities that will be, that will be open for you once you are certified in this healthcare, as well as doctor was talking about ethics, and there are more certifications.
Yeah, so I would again end this with a call to action. Please, all healthcare professionals, all visionary healthcare professionals, lead the transformation. Don't be a follower, be a leader, be at the forefront of shaping AI. start learning about it. Learn from anywhere, that is your choice, but please start learning. Master the tools, improve diagnostics, care, and delivery. By applying those learnings in the real world, you already have half part of the book, and the remaining half part of the book is with these kind of courses and certifications. uh, of course, I think AI certs has its presence worldwide, and you will have a huge global community to communicate with, and you will have a good colleagues in your alumni, and all certified experts, innovators, and healthcare change makers. And I think with this, for the call to action, I'll give it back to Sakshi, and we can go into the Q&A after this.
We can move on to the next slide. We can
So
move
I think you can mention a bit here. So maybe the people might have these questions. So who can
on. Right.
enroll and how long is the program?
Right. To answer your questions, everyone, AI plus healthcare certification, who can enroll? Like I said, healthcare professionals, technologists, students with interest in AI and healthcare, no coding background required. Let me repeat, you need not to be tech savvy to be having this, to be doing this certification and getting that badge on your profile. How long is the program? That's a very basic question. Typically, you get 6 to 8 hours with your self paced learning modules and optional live sessions you have. You can opt for any. Plus, if you are well versed already and you seriously want to take the test directly, you can opt for that too. And we assure more than one attempts, like limited attempts, but more than one to ensure the success for you in the certification. Now, what are the outcomes? Certification qualifies graduates for AI focused roles in healthcare, including analyst, consultant, innovation leader position, and so on. So you can be anything you want. So here is the offer I was talking about, everyone. So you have an exclusive 30% discount because you are the participant and you were a wonderful audience. And here we have to avail this, you have to apply for a coupon code that is AI Healthcare 30. Visit link and the store link you can see on the screen, and also the course details. We'll be sending it to you across an email as well after this session so that you do not miss it. Whosoever wants to avail this opportunity, it's the time and limited time. This will be open only till 27th September. So hurry up, do not miss it, and we will ensure your success. And then thank you so much for attending the webinar. And we will now move on to the Q&A with Dr. And let me see what questions do we have here. We have our first question. So, Doctor, the first question is, how can healthcare professionals who are not tech savvy start building confidence in using AI tools without feeling overwhelmed?
Yeah, so as I said, Sakshi, that people need to start experimenting. And as I said, when I started learning about AI, I didn't have many AI tools, no code tools to experience AI. But nowadays, there are so many applications out there like ChatGPT, Gemini, Anthropic is having something called as artifacts. So Google Notebook LM and Orange data mining is one of the tools which you can use for drag and drop data analysis. So my message would be, just get your hands dirty, just go out there and start experiencing and exploring those tools. Have a few AI apps installed on your phone always, and always try to think how I can use AI in the task that I'm trying to do, like build an AI first mindset. And I don't think nowadays you need coding to experience AI. Maybe if you want to build AI, that is a different issue, and that comes down the line. If you enjoy it too much and you want to build something which you have an idea of, then that is where you can even team up with an AI engineer. So you need not be overwhelmed. Please remove that word overwhelmed. And I think it's no longer the case. And get started, please.
Meanwhile, we were
Yeah.
answering the first, we already have the second one. Will AI in healthcare create a divide between professionals who are adopting technology and those who are not adopting it?
I hope seriously that everyone adopts it, and no one remains on the other side of non-adoption, because the history has not been very kind to people who are not adopting technology. This is not something which I believe or I say from my personal experience also, but this is what history teaches us. Even the past industrial revolutions, they created a huge divide between those who use technology and those who didn't use technology. So I think it's for all of us to look at the evidence and to judge it ourselves. I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer to this, that it will happen or it will not happen. But if we look at past, and that is how we extrapolate it, right? Even in the stock markets, even everywhere, we see the past performance and then we try to predict what will happen in future. So everything is definitely in favor of this point, that the divide is definitely going to increase. And along with that, having said that, I hope there is actually no divide and all of the people move together and adopt technology in a sustainable and ethical way. Those are my thoughts.
We have our third question. Many healthcare systems in emerging economies struggle with resources. How realistic is it for them to adopt AI solutions?
So, Sakshi, I think it becomes even more important. I would like to take a contrarian view. People will say that, okay, don't adopt AI because you don't have the resources. I would say if you don't have the resources, it becomes more and more urgent for you to adopt tools like AI, so that you can make healthcare more efficient and you can make it more accessible and you can reduce cost in the long run. Of course, some technologies, they have some upfront cost. Even creating a medical professional doesn't come for free. A lot of taxpayer money goes into creating a single healthcare professional. So we have to see the risk benefit trade-offs, and we have to see really whether it is actually costly or we are only considering it as a cost because of the upfront cost that is it is having. So I think if more and more technology comes in a ethical and sustainable way, in fact, there's a definition of healthcare quality, that a healthcare which is of higher quality will be of lower cost. So if your
Yeah.
healthcare is of higher cost, means it is lower quality. So I think to break this paradigm, we have to adopt some kind of a groundbreaking technology, and definitely AI is not the only one, but definitely it is one of the major technologies which will help in obtaining this cost efficiency in the long run.
Thank you, doctor. The next question is, what role can non clinical professionals like healthcare administrators or policymakers play in AI driven healthcare transformation?
So I think, Sakshi, in this ecosystem, everyone is important, right? From the end user and from the patient, from the doctor, from whoever is supporting the support staff, and
Mhm.
ultimately the policymakers and the people who are driving it from top down. So there has to be both bottom up adoption and top down adoption. The healthcare leaders need to understand this technology, and don't think if you're a healthcare leader or a policymaker, then you don't need to take any course or you don't need to learn about the technology. Even you have to take such courses and understand, because if you don't understand what you are regulating, I don't think you will be able to do justice. And also, I see a lot of shadow implementation of AI. So there are many healthcare organizations where there's no policy, there's no healthcare AI policy, and still the employees are using AI. You cannot stop someone from putting patient data into ChatGPT and then generating something out of it. You cannot simply monitor this at this scale. This level of surveillance is not possible. So what will save you from these kind of mishaps is having a clear AI policy, that okay, this is the tool that you will use, this is the kind of data that you will put, this is the kind of usage of AI which is permissible, which is not permissible. So I think more and more dialogue, more and more conversations, more and more policies have to come, especially from the healthcare policymakers from the top. Of course, you cannot expect the patients to create policies. They can advocate for policies, but then the change has to come from educated healthcare leaders from the top. I hope that answers.
Yes, definitely, doctor. So we'll take the last question. AI tools often raise ethical questions. How should healthcare professionals handle situations where AI recommendations conflict with clinical judgment?
So the first thing that will save you is knowing the technology, knowing how it works, and knowing where it can go wrong and how it can go wrong. Because what happens is, Sakshi, when we are so much fascinated by technology and we don't understand how it works and we have not learned about it, we usually go into an automation bias or some kind of a feeling that okay, a machine is telling, then it must be true. So
Hmm.
some of my friends who I introduced ChatGPT to, they sometimes come back and contradict me, saying ChatGPT said this. So I tell them, see, ChatGPT must have told you this, but then I know how ChatGPT works and what is going on behind the technology. So I understand that it might not be telling the right thing. So that kind of discernment and that kind of critical thinking mindset, I think that will save you from the ethical dilemmas. Ultimately, your knowledge and your values and all those kind of things are going to save you and keep you on the ethical line. Because ethics, and that is the difference between ethics and law. Law is something which is written in text and written on paper, but ethics is something which you believe in, and you carry as a community, as a society, and that can be different for different people also. So there can never be a single course, a single guideline, a single kind of a document that just gives out ethics. Okay, this is ethics which we'll follow. Ethics is an evolving, continuously developing domain, and it will only develop as more and more medical professionals get educated in the field of AI, and they will shape the ethics and true values around the use of AI in healthcare. This is what I believe, along with the patients, of course.
Yeah, that was amazing, Doctor. I believe we are done with the Q&As. We won't be able to take more Q&As. We are running short of time. So, what I would like to do now is I would like to thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much for your insightful talk and all we have discussed. I think it added a lot of value to our attendees as well as my own knowledge, and I'm sure Urja's knowledge. And thank you to the wonderful audience here and the active participation. And we could see all the hearts and claps and all.
Yeah.
It kept us motivated.
Thank
And
you, everyone. Uh, yeah, for more details regarding AI certs, I have already sent. You can visit our website www.aicerts.ai. AI certs is a role-based certification where, apart from AI healthcare, we are dealing with 500 more certifications. So please do check it now. And even for our events, you can go through our website and we have our events page where you can just stay tuned with us with upcoming events and whatever help and assistance are needed. Thank you everyone for being a lovely audience. Thank you, Dr. Avinesh, for giving such an insightful overview in this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so
And
much. Thank you for
yes, for
inviting.
all participants, I would like to inform you that after this webinar gets over, you will be getting a participant certificate over your registered email ID. Moreover, in the span of 24 hours to 48 hours, this recording session will be sent to you on your registered email ID from our team. Thank you everyone for being a part. Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you,
thank you,
Dr.
everyone.
Khare.
Have a nice
Thank you,
evening.
everyone.